I believe that we all have a purpose in life, but quite often what we're afraid to do is achieve that. We're afraid to follow that path because we instantly tell ourselves it's not going to work out. Let me know in the comments below if you relate to that. Is that something that you found for yourself? I have in the past. That I really struggled with fear. I struggled with a lot of things that I really wanted to achieve, but I thought that's completely impossible. It's not going to happen. Mainly because it hasn't happened yet, and that's what we're going to be exploring today, is really to do with the fears that we have that hold us back. So as an actor, as a filmmaker, because I'm also an actor and a filmmaker, so maybe you are both, you have to be able to step out of the norm, do the things that make you feel afraid, go into the unknown and see from different heights what you can actually achieve. You're constantly sending out emails, seeing if something's going to stick, almost like spaghetti, right? You're trying these different things to see if it's going to work because you're stepping into the unknown, compared to doing something you're doing every single day that your brain gets used to. It can seem very scary. So when we look at fear, fear is categorized in a way that sometimes it's on the surface level that we feel, it's a feeling that we have, but also it's the hidden parts of ourselves we might not even be aware of. We might not even be aware of the fears that we have, or we feel that we have this fear, but we haven't really got to the root of what that is, and so we haven't explored it as an option. Again, let me know in the comments below if you relate to that as well. That alarm going off within the mind that it's not going to work out. So the survival instinct, we always go back to the survival instinct because that's part of the fear that we have, the hidden parts of ourselves. And then you've got the persona that we have within our everyday life. It's usually something we've adopted, right? It's something that we have adopted within our lives. So if somebody categorizes you as and says you're a shy person, you're an anxious person, you're this person, you take on that persona, and especially over a period of time, you define yourself by who you think you are because of what an environment or somebody of an influence has said to you in the first place. So you take that on as this must be true. So what happens is you end up doing this over time, and this creates this blueprint. Not saying the persona is a bad thing, because we all have to show a mask within our lives. It's like a character, really. It's the characters that we show within our life. It's how we show up in the world. We're obviously going to show up differently within our personal and professional life, but sometimes we show a different part of ourselves that maybe we don't realise that that's not really who we are. So that's what we're really getting to the root of today, is the fears that we have are usually the ones that are hidden, the ones that we're afraid of exploring, the ones that we're afraid to be. So we end up avoiding it in the first place. The ego parts of ourselves is the survival, that brain, which is telling you that it's not going to work out, and it's also saying that there's something wrong here. That if you do this, this is going to happen. So what we end up doing is we look at coping mechanisms, we look at things to make us feel better, we search for relief, so we can get rid of this feeling. But then what that happens is it turns into an unhealthy habit. A big mountain of something that we want to achieve, of course that's going to be, you're going to feel fearful about achieving it because it hasn't happened yet. So take smaller steps that's manageable for you rather than great big steps. So think about, what is the next logical step forward? What is the step that I can take right now that I feel that I can? You know, you do have to be okay with not being okay. It's going to feel a bit niggly sometimes. It's going to feel like you don't know what's going to happen, but the smaller steps you take, you will get to where you want to be much quicker rather than focusing on that great big mountain. Firstly, It's looking at, what is that fear telling you? Because what we want to do is we push it away without identifying with it. So we need to identify with it. What is it actually telling you? Is there something there? What is it actually telling you? What we might do today is we'll do a little meditation to help you to identify with it yourself. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is find a comfortable position that feels right for you. Closing your eyes if that feels right, or dropping your gaze. Taking an inhale breath and an exhale breath. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is, if you have your eyes closed, or if you have them slightly closed, whatever feels right for you, I want you to bring to mind something that makes you feel fearful. And that might be starting that project, starting your acting career. It might be being on set. Whatever it is, what is making you feel fearful? It might be something to do with financial difficulties. Whatever it is that's making you feel fearful. Now, as you begin to sense into that, the fears that you have, start to notice, where is it presented within the body? So it might be a heaviness in the stomach, heaviness in the chest area. What are you feeling right now? And let's really sense into that as you're closing your eyes. So I'm going to do it with you. Just notice, take notice of what the fear is. And I'd like you to ask yourself, what is the truth here? What is the truth behind this fear? Now I'd like you to come to mind, bring to mind how you've overcome this fear in the past, or if this is a new fear. Is there any challenge that you've overcome that you found fearful before? How did you overcome it? How did I overcome this challenge in the past? Take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Noticing any thoughts and feelings that come up, so noticing any stories that you might be telling yourself based on that fear that it's not going to work out. What if this happens? What if that happens? Seeing if you can be with it as best you can without trying to change anything. Taking an inhale again and an exhale. I would like you to notice what that part of you needs. So as we begin to sense into the part of you that feels fear, so it might be that heaviness in the stomach, heaviness in the heart. What does that part of you need? What do you feel it needs? Is that reassurance? Maybe bringing to mind someone who cares for you, who's a support for you. What would they say to provide that care and nurture that may be helpful? So what is that for you? Okay, let's come to the end of the practice, drawing your attention to your breath. Whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. Okay. So that's a practice you can do anytime. Just come back to this video and do the practice to overcome fear. This is one of the best practices because what we're doing here is we're giving ourselves compassion. We're building our resilience at the same time to that part of our brain which is in that fight or flight. It's bringing it down so you feel more in control and we're tapping into the part of ourselves which is individualization. So you can take control of yourself, your career, your personal life, what you want to do. If you want to take this further, I do have a membership, but I only have a certain amount of people that I accept a year. And this is going to enable you to work on things like anything to do with challenges, anything to do with dealing with rejection, anxiety, negative self-talk. We look at it all. When it comes to challenges, I'm always there to support you, to hold you by the hand, to support you. We also look at career, so building a strategy within your acting. All know it can be really challenging when you go alone, when you have no idea what to do, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that it's going to stick, but you're not getting where you want to be. So what we help you to do is build that strategy, bring your unique essence across, so it enable you to book more roles that way as well. We look at networking, helping you to build relationships yourself so you can take control of your career, not just rely on your agent, but work with your agent as a co-creative relationship. You're taking control of it yourself and you are in a co-creative relationship with your agent. We look at things as well as casting, networking, branding. We look at a side hustle as well. So if you are in a job you don't like right now, working a 9 to 5, and you want to get out of that 9 to 5, I help you to build that strategy so you can take control of your career and start your side hustle. We look at things like marketing, we look at market research, we go through your client base, we look at everything when it comes to starting your business from scratch. Spots open, not that many, limited spots open this year. Have a look in the description below. I'm going to put my link in here so you can book a call with me and check out Actors Pathway as well. We also have workshops that you can attend with professionals, directors that are going to help you with a characterization story in acting workshops so you can work on scenes. If you're not able to work with me directly and I don't have any spots open, it's a Facebook group where you can pop your questions in, any challenges that you're facing, branding, casting, networking, mindset, anything you're facing, you put it in the Facebook group and I answer the questions. There's also other people that have worked with me too who will be able to guide you along the way. So if you want to have a look, book in a call with me and we can find the best fit for you. I will see you soon.